Trucking Radio 24/7. Time now for The Moot, where three passionate truckies talk trucks.
Trucking Radio 24/7, and you're with me, Gavin Myers, editor of New Zealand Trucking Magazine, and I am with Dave McCoid, our editorial director, and Carl Kirkbeck, our field editor, and we are back with another Moot.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, good. Well, it was good until my morning was ruined this morning.
Oh, really, yeah?
Yeah,
Hey.
well, okay, maybe I'm being a bit over dramatic, but I've got a bit of a gripe. What is it with lifted 4x4s, SUVs, Utes, Nissan Patrols, Toyota Surfs, and the like for obnoxious amounts of diesel smoke to come out of their exhausts at every possible opportunity?
Gavin Myers, do you realise what you've just done? Because we have got... So I'm going to thank you, mate, for nothing. I'm 112 kilometres away from you, sitting in a room now with the biggest anger management issue in New Zealand.
Well, you have smacked the side of a hornet's nest, mate.
Yeah. Well. So not to get you too riled up just yet, Cole, because I know this is a particular favourite topic of yours. But I mean, yeah. So everybody in the automotive universe, right? Every auto enthusiast has a sort of culture that they identify with, right? It might be sports cars, it might be little drop-top convertibles, it might be big trucks, whatever floats your boat, right? And there's obviously a subset within the community of people who like these lifted 4x4s. They like to go off-road, they like to, kick up some dirt, which is awesome. I mean, I've done it. I love off-roading. I think it's great. But there's just that sort of subset of the subset that takes that step
exactly
too far.
What you mean.
Yeah. So that's just sort of got me a bit riled up this morning.
Yeah.
I know a lady, and I'm going to push New Zealand Trucking Radio 24/7 to the limits here. I know a lady who's the wife of a transport company owner.
Yeah.
Who are fantastic people, great friends, love them dearly. She's a remarkable woman, someone who I have a lot of respect for. She would say two words. Penis extension.
Yes, exactly. I can actually speak from both sides of the fence here. I, as a personal sort of after-hours vehicle and so on, I actually have a V6 petrol-powered Toyota Surf that has slightly raised suspension and diff locker and all the required appendages to go and do genuine off-road work. And that's what it's been purchased for, and so on. So I mean, that's what it's built for. That's what we do with it. It's a holiday wagon. Throw everything in the back of it, and all that. But it's also a bit of a work wagon as well to throw a trailer behind. So great, it's a multi-purpose vehicle. But Gavin, I totally agree with you, mate. There is a subset out there now that just needs reeling in. There are a bunch of it is horrific. Some of the behaviour we're seeing out there on the roads now with these guys. Whether it be big Nissan Patrol or a big Land Cruiser, where they're straight piping them, wringing out the injector pumps to blow as much coal as rolling coal. I mean, where the heck did that come from? It's like
Trucks, I think.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know what I mean? That mentality. It's like, how obnoxious can I be seems to be the crux of what they're trying to achieve, and pull out and tailgating. You see them up the back end of, sort of some little vehicle in front. I mean, the traffic, like I had a classic example of it this morning myself. I was driving the company wagon, which is the mighty Toyota Sai, just an everyday, an electric Camry, coming across the Hauraki Plains, had a red U right up the back end of it and so forth. Saw a old bomb to her come towards me and gave him the big wave and everything like that, and flashed the lights, got it all back and everything like that. Fantastic. And as soon as that guy behind me saw what went on and saw me do the big, he completely backed off.
That's how intimidating Bomb is.
Well, he is. He's an intimidating man. But no, the reality is that, I just wondered. It made me sit back and think, did you just realise suddenly who was in front of you? It wasn't sort of a grey-haired old man just going to work.
It was.
It was. It is. I'm not denying that, but what I'm saying is that suddenly it was someone who actually is associated with the industry in one shape or form, and suddenly, oh shit, and there was suddenly a big backpedal, So what I'm saying is that tailgating, blowing as much smoke as you can, and being as obnoxious as you can, and if I had been doing 90 Ks or something like that across the Hauraki Plains, you'd say, yeah, okay, fair comment. You can pull out and pass me or something like that, but sitting on the back bumper of that, we're sort of cruise control probably around about 103, 104 sort of thing, just over the ton mark.
100.
Oh, 100. Yeah, but I mean, it's one of those things that you just shake your head and say, guys, what are you trying to prove?
But it's no different to the Rangers and the Hiluxes and the bloody Navaras. I had two Ford Rangers, did hundreds of thousands of kilometres across the two of them.
Yep, same here.
Yeah, it goes as fast as you want to make it go.
Yeah.
The Ford Ranger will actually do 100 kilometres an hour in a 100 area, 70 in a 70, 50 in a 50.
Yeah.
Right, if you want to drive around tailgating everyone, hunting it into every corner. With your wrap sunglasses on and your bloody your little snorkel and all of your little personal items attached to the vehicle. Yeah, that's entirely up to the individual.
It's up to the individual, but the thing is
it's like I said the other day on the moot. It's got to the stage now where every double cab ute that comes into the country needs to be speed limited.
Well, if they
only the p value of the p value of the bell curve can drive them. In a way that's even remotely sensible.
Yeah, that's right. No, it's no. I seriously, I just while I've got this opportunity, give us a shout out. Tell us why you like to, if you're that part of the Nissan Patrol Ford Ranger, if you identify with that part of the driving culture. Tell us why. We'd love to know why. Because
so you're part of that because you got a surf. You said.
Yeah, but I don't drive it like that.
Is that thing that they do with those Nissan Patrols, with in particular, how do they actually set them up so the front sits higher than the back? Is that a thing?
There's that. Yeah, what do they call that now? That seems to be something in the States, and they're trying to outlaw it because the amount of people that have been run over because they can't see over the bonnet. Squatting dog or some bloody thing that's like I don't know what, but it seems to be
headless chook. No.
But no, seriously. I mean, guys. All I say is that if you're involved in the industry and you're driving professionally during the day and then you got a vehicle like that and you're doing that after hours, seriously, have a think about it and think about your appearance and what you're doing and is it really right?
Well, I said in an editorial last week that one of the biggest problems, we won't see much progress in road transport industry until it starts taking itself seriously. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, exactly. We are supposed to be leading by example, and
not that we're saying that. I mean, that fraternity's everywhere, and I would argue that the bulk of, well, I don't know, but there's quite often you see people that have no experience in a commercial vehicle are the worst ones at operating them.
Yeah. Well, exactly.
I'd probably suggest that the guy you encountered this morning, Carl, was probably just one of the sort of minorities, and again, it's just an assumption that he had something to do with the transport industry. When he saw you make the wave and all that. It's but on a wider problem with the wider sort of culture. You talk about the states and wanting to outlaw what the guys are doing with their suspension over there. Are our legislation standards not up to scratch? Maybe then, is there a loophole that the guys are going around? Because the basic smoke test that your vehicle has to pass when it goes for a WAF, it's 5 seconds at startup and 10 seconds at 2,500 revs or something like that, something along those lines. But you'll notice it with these vehicles. It's every time the throttle's open fully and they take off, and it's just leaves you driving through So yeah, if they're really serious about reducing emissions and all that, instead of climbing onto transport industry, what about looking at guys like this as well?
Oh, look, that's exactly
we could go around in circles.
Yeah, we could go. Yeah. But you are so right. I mean, the thing is that are there guys out there issuing warrant of fitnesses to vehicles like that don't, I mean, it'd be interesting to actually see, and, start policing that, I mean, we talk about policing and so on and those sorts of, but it's obvious that they just turn a blind eye to it because the guys just seem to be open slather doing it and ringing out the injector pumps and so forth and getting as much smoke out of them as they possibly can. But, I mean, it's the legislation is there to say that, the vehicle should comply this way, but it's just not being policed. A, at the warrant of fitness testing stations, or B, sort of out on the road when when it's visibly seen. But
yep, and that's a discussion we've had as well.
Exactly. Yeah. But if you just happen to be, because I know for a fact there's a lot of young chippy apprentices and so forth that fall into this category with these sorts of vehicles. I've seen them myself, coming from that industry after many years and so on. It's and I've shook my head many times at some of those boys that were on our sites back in, when I was on, in that game. But the reality is that if you do, or if you're thinking about doing it, think twice.
You've been listening to the 5-Minute Moot with Dave McCoid, Gavin Myers, and Carl Kirkbeck. Any thoughts? Just get hold of Carl at nztrucking.co.nz.